hope you are doing well. Today, horror incident about unseen entity or demon. Michel's family lived in a grand, three-story house that had stood in their village for generations. Each floor was home to different members of the extended family. Michel's grandparents occupied the ground floor, while the first floor was the living space for Michel's father and his family. The second floor, however, was reserved for Michel's uncle and his family. Despite the house's size and grandeur, it was the second floor that held a dark and unsettling secret. Michel's uncle, a practical and no-nonsense man, began to notice peculiar occurrences shortly after moving into his portion of the house. At first, the events were subtle. He often heard someone mimicking his snorting voice, a sound he made unconsciously, especially when he was deep in thought or tired. This mimicry always seemed to come from an empty room or a dark corner. The unsettling feeling of being watched or imitated grew stronger with each passing day. One particularly hot summer evening, Michel's uncle decided to turn on the air conditioning unit that hadn't been used in a while. As soon as he switched it on, a bat came flying out of the unit, flapping its wings frantically before disappearing into the night. The incident left Michel's uncle startled and uneasy. He wondered if it was a coincidence or if it was another sign of the eerie presence he had felt for weeks. The mimicry extended beyond his snorting. Sometimes, when someone in the house called out for Michel's uncle, a voice identical to his would respond from somewhere in the house, even when he was soundly asleep or nowhere near. This impersonation confused and scared the family members, as they were unsure whether they were hearing Michel's uncle or something else pretending to be him. The most terrifying incident occurred one afternoon, while Michel's uncle was sitting at the dining table, enjoying his lunch. Suddenly he felt a cold breeze brush past him. He looked up and saw a black shadow standing right in front of him. The shadow had two red, sparking eyes that seemed to pierce into his soul. Paralyzed with fear, he couldn't move or shout. After what felt like an eternity, Michel's uncle fainted. When he regained consciousness, he found his plate empty and all the food gone. This encounter left him shaken to the core, and he started to believe that something sinister was indeed living in his home. The strange happenings became a topic of conversation within the family. Michel's cousin, who lived nearby, found the stories amusing and often made jokes about the supposed haunting. One day, during a family gathering, this cousin started punching the cabinet in Michel's uncle's room, mocking the idea of ghosts and spirits. Almost immediately, he fell seriously ill. His illness was sudden and severe, with no clear medical explanation. Frightened and repentant, the cousin swore never to joke about such things again. The events continued to escalate, and the family decided it was time to seek help. They contacted a local priest known for dealing with paranormal activities. The priest visited the house and performed a series of rituals and prayers to cleanse the second floor of any negative spirits. He advised Michel's uncle to keep holy symbols and blessed water in his room, and to recite specific prayers before going to bed. For a while, the house seemed to return to normal. The strange voices, shadows, and incidents stopped, and life regained a semblance of peace. However, the family remained vigilant and continued their prayers and rituals, wary of the presence that had once disturbed their lives. Despite the priest's intervention, Michel's uncle could never fully shake off the fear that had taken root in his heart. He continued to sleep with the light on and always kept a religious book by his bedside. The family maintained a sense of unity and support, ensuring that no one was left alone on the second floor, especially at night. These experiences brought the family closer together. They often gathered to share their feelings and support each other through the fear and uncertainty. Michel's grandparents, with their wisdom and experience, offered comfort and reassurance, reminding everyone of the importance of faith and family unity. Years passed, and the haunting became a distant memory. Michel grew up listening to the stories, and they became part of the family's lore. The house, though still grand and imposing, was now filled with the laughter and warmth of a united family. The second floor, once a place of fear and dread, became just another part of the home, lived in and loved by Michel and his cousins. It's my advice, if you ever visit, remember to be careful around the river and the forest, for the spirits there are hungry for fear. Always inquire about the house before move in. Keep yourself and others safe from any type of scary activity. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.